Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. Thank you for joining here in our beautiful tribe. Okay, so today this is a special video, and again it is gonna be a get ready with me and a first impression video because I just want to combine the best things in my life. This is like new first impressions. I love doing that. I love to do get ready with me because I love to do my makeup and talk to you, and I hope that's okay with you. But today the topic is hard. Okay, you know it from the thumbnail. Today we're going to talk about mental health, but I also quickly want to touch up on my new background and my new camera settings. I am still trying out stuff and figuring out how my camera works. And I know that my background is a little bit darker, or it seems a little bit darker now because the settings have changed in my camera, but I do feel that the colors show up much better now, and it is more true to color. Like in the beginning when I started to film with this camera, everything was leaning more towards the yellow, and then after I changed it, it was leaning a tiny little bit towards the pink, and now I think it is pretty good. So let me know how this comes across, but I think we're doing better. I will at some point get another lighting for my background or something. I still have to figure it out, but for now I think this is much better. So that's how I feel. Anyway, so let me just quickly show you what we're going to do today, and that is first impression of the Coloured Raine palette from Coloured Raine. It's the Vivid Pigments palette from Coloured Raine, and so this is my channel. You know that this palette came out about a year ago, or a little bit less than a year ago, and I'm just doing a first impression. So that's what I do because I just cannot be bound by time. I can't. Anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. This is a beautiful palette. I've been waiting for this baby for so long. You know, it comes in a very nice cardboard packaged palette. Beautiful design. It has a nice big mirror inside, and it has 16 shades mattes, and I'm super excited and a little bit nervous to use it because I'm always nervous to do a first impression on a brand that I have never tried before on camera, but that's what we gotta do, right? So that's what we're doing. And before we zoom in and start working, I just want to tell you what we're doing today. So mental health, I mentioned that already, and this video is really inspired by Angelica Nyquist, who did about 2 weeks ago, she did a video about mental health and about her struggles and her things that she's going through. And I am super proud of her that she did that, because I know that she was very nervous about it, and she also said maybe I'm gonna take the video down, whatever, you know, things like that. So I know she was very nervous about it, and I'm so proud of her that she did it and that she went out there and put such a private part of her life out there, and I know that it helps. And I want to dedicate this video to Angelica and also Paulina from Paulina Beauty. She also did a video recently about how she's dealing with anxiety attacks and things like this. So I want to just share a little bit about my own personal experiences with that with you while I'm doing my makeup, and I hope that it helps, and maybe it will just be my therapy. So we're gonna zoom in, and then we're ready to go. Okay, so we're all zoomed in, and let's go. I think what I'm going to do today is half a cut crease with purples and blues, and then because, as you know, that I'm not the biggest fan of just matte only looks, I will probably, I just dropped my, okay, doesn't matter. I will use a glitter from NYX, and then we'll see what we do. But I think I'm going to take the purples around my upper lid space, and then on my actual lid I'm going to take the blue, and then on top of that the glitter. So now let me just find a new brush. And we're gonna go in with the darkest purple shade, which is this one right here, and let's start working. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you about is obviously mental health, and I know more about this than you maybe think, because I'm struggling with that too, and I think it is extremely interesting that there are so many YouTubers, and I'm now just speaking about the beauty community on YouTube, because I'm not really watching anybody else, that there is so many mental health issues are going on within that community. And I was thinking, why is that? That is so interesting. So I have no answer for this, but it sort of feels like maybe, and I'm just guessing, I really have no idea, maybe we all need that positive feedback, you know, this love that you get from your followers or from your subscribers who are your fans or who support you. And well, maybe I should have primed the lower part of my lid too. Maybe I should have done that. Okay, anyway, who love and support you and all of that, and you need, I don't know, maybe that's what it is, that we all just need that positive feedback in order to get through the day. Like when I am reading your positive comments and your supportive comments, and I'm standing in the kitchen and I'm just reading them on my phone or something, and then I think, wow, this is so amazing, and it makes me feel so good, and I just smile all over my face, and I'm reading it to my husband, and you know, and then I think, wow, this is so amazing that people would think of me that way, you know. So maybe this is part of the thing that we try with the makeup and with the whole beauty thing to, of course, to make us feel better, though I don't know, I really don't know, just guessing. Anyway, what I really wanted to touch upon is, and that is really, I have been wanting to talk about this for months, and because you have no idea how much I'm struggling to get in front of the camera, because you probably think, well, she's just sits there and has fun and she's happy, and yes, I am. But the time before, if I know I have to film the next day, I'm already nervous in the evening before. And I don't know, I'm very insecure about myself. I always have been, and always have been scared of people judging me and being unkind and all of this. I don't take that well at all. I'm growing into it a little bit more, but it's very hard, and I think it's hard for everybody. So this is a very nice purple, girls. Wow. Anyway, so yeah, I was just thinking, mental health, that is such a big topic, and I just never knew how to approach it. And Angelica's video just sort of showed me, just do it, girl. Just talk about it, because why not? You know, get out there and just do it, because she could. So I'm pretty sure that I just can get through this video too. So this is probably going to be somewhat of a series of videos, because I don't think one can cover this topic really in one video, but I just want to start it off with a bit of a story time, you know. Anyway, so I grew up in a beautiful setting, in a picture book. No, I grew up in a small town, and we were living very close to nature, and I was always outside. We were like building huts in the forest and went climbing and all kinds of stuff, like growing up more like a tomboy than anything else. And but I always, that's the funny thing, you know, I remember even in kindergarten, I knew already. I wasn't aware of it because I didn't look at it from the viewpoint of an adult, and didn't have the understanding, but I knew already that people thought that I'm a confident person, and I never felt it. And I always thought, why do they think that I am? You know, I never thought that I was fake or I was trying to portray something that I'm not, but people always thought Leorah is confident, and Leorah, and she rocks everything and she gets through life. I don't know. And that stayed like this my whole life. And I remember when I decided to immigrate to Israel, I remember a conversation that we had shortly before that in my local synagogue in Germany, and the wife of the rabbi, she was talking while I was standing by. She was talking with a different congregant from the synagogue about me leaving shortly to go to Israel, and she and there was another girl leaving with me. Girl, we were already like 20 plus, but whatever. So. And I heard the rabbi's wife and that other woman talking about us, and the rabbi's wife said, well, Leorah, she's going to be fine. She's going to do well. Like, sort of saying, of course Leorah is going to do well. Why shouldn't she, you know? And I didn't say anything to it, but I thought, and it stuck so much in my mind that I still remember it, obviously. I thought, why would she think that? Why would she be so confident? And because I was super scared. I knew that I would leave my job. I was at that point working in a university hospital as a nurse, and I would be leaving my job. I would be selling my car. I would be packing up all my belongings and moving to a different continent, right? Why would you think that I would be doing well going to a country where I don't even speak the language? Yes, of course I can manage with English, but at that point my Hebrew did not extend reading Hebrew in the prayer book. But that's not everyday Hebrew. That's like ancient Hebrew, sort of. You know, you cannot 100% like live off that. So right here it is patchy, but because that's because I only put the primer on the top of above my crease, because I thought that I'm going to do a cut crease like with a wing, but I just changed my mind. So that's why it is a little bit patchy here. That is not though the problem of the eyeshadow. That was just me planning the wrong way or changing my mind. Anyway, so but still, I was always fine. I never felt confident about myself, but I was okay. Let's put it that way. I don't want to be like over dramatic or whatever. And I was also like, I was scared, but I always got through the day being here in this new country, which of course by now is not new anymore. I'm here already for a long time. But I always somehow wiggled my way through, and maybe that's what the rabbi's wife meant by she's gonna manage. I don't know. But my issues with mental health really came with, like, my real issues that it really affected my life came when I had lost all my weight. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I lost 60 kilos, and that is really what propelled me from the shadow of my life into the spotlight in front of a ring light and the camera. Because let's face it, I would never have done that being 60 kilos heavier, ever. I would never have done that. So, and then I really pushed myself to lose that weight, obviously, because I knew if I don't do it now, it will never happen. And I almost killed myself on the way doing this. You know, I ran 4 kilometers every night, and I really like in a terribly obsessive way watched what I was eating. I'm gonna wait. What I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna use this shade here and blend out this shade. I hope. So I just knew I would have to put in a bigger amount of work. No, I need a different brush. A bigger amount of work, because I wanted to get this done. I'm not a patient person, as you know, if you're not new on my channel. I want stuff to happen, and I want it to happen now. Once I have made a decision that I want something, then I'm going for it, and I'm putting in the work, and I'm not scared to work at all. Like, I am a go-getter. So that's how I do it with my work as a makeup artist and here on my YouTube channel, as far as it is in my control, obviously, but that's also how I do it with other things in my life. And there is another topic that I will touch up on soon in a different video, where that was also my approach, but I'm gonna get to that a different time. But when it came to my weight loss, I I also felt like I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this now. And like I said, I almost killed myself on the way, because I then also, it was very hard for me to stop myself, because I figured I know how to lose weight. I know how to get my body to shed the weight. And then at some point I really just didn't know how to stay balanced and how to be in the place of keeping the weight instead of keep losing the weight, you know. And I actually subsequently had to gain about 10 kilos back, because you probably noticed that I am a little bit fuller now than I was when I started my channel, but that was a weight gain that I actually had to do with a therapist, because it was just getting like in a dangerous area, you know. So, with all of that being said, with all my, with the weight loss and me starting my fashion blog, and then subsequently also, actually it all started before I started YouTube. About half a year before I started YouTube, I had my first panic attack. And up until then, I sat on a very mighty high horse, coming from a family where we don't have major flaws, you know. Flaws, of course, but you know, the approach was always what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and just suck it up and let's go, you know. So that's the approach in my family. And I am being a bit patchy here, trying to blend this out. So that's the main underlying theme in how I grew up. And I always, also in my career as a nurse, I never took people really seriously who claimed to have mental issues, because for me that was so unreal. Like, just get over it, you know. I have the feeling this is going to be a real long video. Really long. Really, I probably have to do several videos on this story time thing. Tell me if you like this, you know, if you would rather that I'm doing a story time with my makeup ready and I'm just talking. If that is better for you, then let me know, because I can do that too. You know, if you find this terribly distracting that I'm doing my makeup at the same time, then just let me know. But for me, it's like, for me it works, but I'm willing to do, you know, separate videos on makeup and on other subjects where I'm just talking. It's absolutely no problem. Anyway, so for now, this is what we're doing. So, and then about half a year before I started my YouTube channel, I had my first panic attack. And I had no idea what hit me, because it really came out of the blue. It just flooded over me like a big tsunami wave, and I didn't know what hit me. Really, like, I had no idea. Suddenly I found myself, I had gotten up in the morning, everything was fine. I got the kids ready, dropped them off at school and in the kindergarten and everything. And then I had planned to do my photo shoot that I used to do, or that I'm still doing, for my fashion blog, and well, now it has extended to makeup, obviously. That back then I was still doing that in my living room, and then I wanted to go to the supermarket and do like a weekly grocery shopping. And I was ready to leave the house, and suddenly it hit. And I could not stand on my feet anymore. I sat on the floor in the kitchen, shaking and shivering, and suddenly I was so sure I'm going to die. I was so sure that this is the end, you know? And I could not understand what was happening. It felt like I was looking at myself from the outside, and had like a big question mark over my head, and I think, what is this piece of a mess there on the floor in front of me, being scared to go to the supermarket? Are you kidding me? So that all happened about 1.5 weeks before my husband was scheduled to go on an overseas trip, because he's working a lot overseas. And I knew that if he leaves now, I'm not going to get through the day. I have to take care of 7 kids alone with panic attacks. Seriously, I can't. So wait, going back to the look, I'm going to blend that out now with the pink shade, which is Party Drip. Party Drip with a D. Drip. Okay. So let's just see. how we're doing with that one. And yeah, so I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so scared. I was scared of being scared, you know. I thought on that day when I had my first panic attack, I thought that if I go to the supermarket now, I'm going to have 2 accidents on the way there. I'm going to get my car scratched up in the parking lot. I'm going to probably drop down in the aisle while shopping in the supermarket, and they'll have to bring an ambulance, and then everybody's gonna look, and I was like, everything was spinning out of control, and I had there was no rational thought left in my body. Everything was horrible, and I just couldn't wrap my head around why life is spinning out of control and why all of these bad things are happening to me or going to happen to me, even though they were not happening. I was just in my head, which doesn't make it any less scary. So that's what happened. And then I turned to a friend, and I didn't even know that help would come from that place, but she was just talking to me when I went to the synagogue on the Shabbat after that. And we were just watching the kids on the playground, and she just said, you know, how are you doing? And I said to her, listen, I'm so scared. And I'm not really usually a person who shares stuff like this randomly, but I said to her, I'm so scared. I'm going through such a rough patch, and I really don't know what's happening. I don't know how to handle this. And then she said, you know what? This and that is my story, and this and that helped me. So she knew about a therapist who has helped her husband, and she said, try go to her. Well, what's the worst thing that can happen? So I made an appointment with that woman, and again I was still on my high horse because I still did not believe that any of this was real. And I went to her, and I basically just went to her because I wanted to confirm to myself that I don't need help. I can handle all of this on my own, and I'm just doing this to make my friend happy and satisfied that I took her advice and went to that therapist woman. And I ended up going to therapy for 1.5 years. Which is, yeah, it sort of lines up with, I just had my first YouTube video, and as I just, my first YouTube anniversary, and as I told you that happened, all of that, about half a year before I started my YouTube career. How does this look? Yeah, we're getting there. Still have to do much more blending and stuff, but I think we're getting there. Anyway, so yeah, so I went to therapy for about 1.5 years, and it really, really helped me. I'm getting through the day now, but listen, every time I'm turning on the camera, I am so nervous that I think I'm going to die. My heart beats like crazy. I feel like I've lost every thought that I had gathered in my mind before I turned on the video, the camera. Every time while I'm filming, like even now, I think, whoa, I'm really not doing well. This is going to be so horrible, and I'm just going to delete everything. And I have absolutely no self-confidence, even though it maybe seems like I do, but I don't at all. And then that's why I immediately, when I'm done filming, I have to actually take the memory card out of the camera and put it into my computer and look at the footage from a distance, sort of, you know, because if I do not do that, it builds up in my mind like crazy that I failed and I have to refilm everything and it's going to be horrible. And that's why I guess also your positive feedback under my videos is so enormously important for me, because it just confirms to me that, yes, girl, you can do it, you're not as horrible as you think, you know. So, and I'm not fishing here for compliments at all. I'm just saying that it is super helpful for me, and the support that I'm getting here, I'm not getting anywhere else really. So that is, absolutely amazing, and I love it, and I love that you, my wonderful ladies, are here, and you're just so kind to me all the time. Okay, so I did a little bit more blending and cutting my crease off camera. I hope this is somewhat acceptable. Okay, what I want to do now is I want to take this blue right here at my inner corner, and or let's say like let's say maybe a little bit more than a third of the lid, and then blend it into this till it meets this at the outer corner. So I don't know if you just saw this. I'm going to use this now, blend it into this, and then it meets this shade. That's the plan. Okay, and then on top of the blue I will want to put the glitter, the NYX glitter that I showed you in the beginning, so we shall see. Anyway, I'm going to probably have to do more videos on this topic. This is just me opening a chapter, talking about this, because it is a very how do you say that in English? A thing that is very live in my life, you know what I mean? It is nothing that is from a textbook. It's there, you know, and I'm dealing with that every single day, really, of my life. And really my channel here is my therapy group, if you're okay with that. Because I'm forced sort of to face my fears. Every single time I'm sitting here and the camera is rolling, I'm facing my fears and I'm getting over my fears. And I think that you can see the development that I've gone through when you look at my first videos, which have been so super awkward and weird. At least that's how I see it. And that I've gained way more confidence, and I love that. I really do, and it was super important for me to get to that stage that I do feel better about myself. I'm still not confident. Like when I go outside, which is so weird, you know, because I go out like this every single day. There is no other way for me to go out unless I'm featuring a more neutral look, but still it's gonna be a full face of makeup. I never go out any other way. And it is so weird for a person who has so little self-confidence as I do to go out looking like that, knowing that I'm drawing so much attention to myself looking like this, you know. So that is it's a mystery to me. I really don't know why that is, because when people stare it makes me really uncomfortable, you know. And the other day I went to my husband to the local market here, and people were just unbelievable, you know. People were just staring so bad, and I was actually exhausted. When we had finished our shopping there and walked back to the car with our groceries, I was exhausted just from the reaction of the people. And I thought, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I not blending in more and just disappear in the masses? And I thought, okay, tomorrow when you sit down and you do a makeup look, go for neutral, go for very simple. And I ended up doing like a yellow, bright green, purple kind of a thing or something. I just can't. I do enjoy having a neutral look once in a while, but this is my love and this is my life. This is how I want to be. But at the same time, it is hard for me to face the reactions, you know, especially like kids. Kids are so funny because they have no filter, you know. They just get up into your face and they stare at you like, huh? You know. And I'm like, oh. Anyway, but also that is therapy, you know. So anyway, I think I'm going to probably finish this look off camera, and then I'm going to come back and tell you my first impression about the palette, and maybe another thought about mental health will plop into my mind that I still want to share with you today. And of course there's going to be more to say and everything, but I think I'm going to go and finish the look, and then I'm going to come back. And boom, we're back. Hi my ladies. Okay, so I have finished the look. I think I did, and this is how it turned out, and I think it is better than I thought it would be, because of course I'm doubting myself always. I mean, I just told you about this, right? While I'm filming, I always feel like, oh, this is gonna be, I'm gonna delete everything. But I think it's okay. I think we're doing well. Let me just zoom you out, and then like this, and move my mirror a tiny little bit, I guess. And yeah, so this is how the look turned out, and I think it is really, really nice. Let me just tell you what I used. Okay, so of course we used this palette. I used this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade. Okay, so that's quite a bit of different shades for one look. And I must say that yes, in the beginning I struggled a little bit with the blending. That was also because of my the primer that I had only placed on the top part because of bad planning. But it's also, and if you're not new here, then you know, because I keep saying that new palettes and from new companies that I've not tried yet, it's for me like having a new child and calling the child by its name for the first time. You know, you have to get used to it. You have to sort of warm up to the idea and get to know each other. So that's what I'm doing now. And first of all, this is just the first impression. I'm going to, of course, work a lot with that palette, but I do feel that I like it. It's dramatic and I love it. So that's really, really cool. So I love this. It is really, really, the color payoff and everything is amazing, but I do have to get used to it because it is a different formula from a different brand. So which is not negative, I'm just stating the fact. Okay, so I really love this, and I'm looking forward to try out all the shades and to really go boom, because I have been waiting for this for so long, and now I'm not waiting anymore. Now I'm just going to go ahead and just boom, 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 popping out colorful looks with this one. Anyway, so besides that, I used my typical bronzer and contour from Il Maquillage, which you will find in the description box. I used this blush from MAC, which is the Telling Glow Extra Dimension blush, and I used the highlighter from Maybelline Face Studio Chrome, which looks like this. I used it for my inner corner highlight and also for the cheekbone. I did use a light blue eyeliner for my lower waterline, which is from Pupa. It's number 14, light blue. And yeah, of course, the glitter that I put on top of the blue shades is, which one is that? Number 11. It doesn't have a name, it's just number 11. I don't know, does one see this? Maybe. Anyway, so that's what it is, and I think that's all. The lips I used from Essence. That is Sheer and Shine number 7 in the shade Sparkling Miracle, and it looks like that. Alright, so I love the look, and while I was finishing the look, I was still thinking, of course, about the whole issue that I've sort of opened that chapter with the mental health, and there is so much more to say. And if I maybe come across as, I don't know, I don't even know how I come across, but I just want to say that I know that everybody who suffers from this is in a different spot and in a different place and feels differently about it. And if I come across sort of not good for that person, then I really do apologize, because I do not want to hurt anybody or want to like step too close to someone in that topic, because I'm myself in the process of just getting to know myself and starting to get over the fear and over the panic that paralyzes you, and I'm just trying to work it out for myself. So with all of that being said, I just want to put out there that there is hope, and that we can find we can take our time to heal, but there is healing and there is hope. There is always, always, always hope, and we should never despair. Yes, we can be in that situation, and we are obviously in that situation that it is hard and sometimes it paralyzes us, but there is a tomorrow, and that is what I want to finish my video with. Oh, there is one more thing I forgot, and I've been waiting to use this so long, and that's my first pair of Lily lashes. My best friend sent them to me, and I have been having them lying here for something like 3 months because I was too scared to use them. And I'm wearing them now, and they are so fluffy that I almost can't take it. These are Lily lashes in the style Hollywood 3D mink lashes. I'm not a cruelty-free channel, so these are mink lashes. Maybe one day I will be... Wait, this is cruelty-free strip lashes. How can they say it's mink lashes? I don't know. How can... Really? I don't know how that fits together. Anyway, this is what it is, and I've been waiting to use them, and I think they're really, really beautiful. So, back to the topic. I just want to put it out there that there is hope for all of us, and there is always a way out. And sometimes it's one step forward and 2 steps backward, but we can get out of this, and we can get at least to a point where we can live and let ourselves live. So that's my bottom line for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please give the video a like. If you're new here, I would love it if you were to subscribe to my channel. And besides that, I'm going to, of course, do more videos on that topic as it sort of bubbles up in my soul as I feel like talking about it, and sometimes I don't feel like talking about it. So we shall see, but there will definitely be more now that I have started that subject, and I'm telling you, I'm shaking like this. Like, this is really hitting close to home, so I'm really nervous about this. Anyway, so I want to bless all of us and send a special hug to Angelica and also to Paulina and to all the others out there who are struggling, and we're all together in this. And just wanted to say that I love all of you, and I'm so glad to be here and to start my 2nd year on YouTube with, you know, being even more personal and being even more Leorah and being more in my zone that I'm creating for myself, where I feel comfortable and where I start to get to know myself and all of that, all of the above. Alright, so I'll let you go. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you here next time tomorrow for my next wrapping tutorial. I hope you come back for that one, and up until then, go ahead and sparkle. Remember, you are loved. Hugs and kisses. Bye.